All right. Well, welcome everyone to Reliv's Business Training Morning. I hope everyone is starting out with a great Saturday morning wherever you are across the country. And welcome you to our business training. We do this every Saturday morning. It's a great way to introduce new people that have come into Reliv, new distributors, to kind of how we get started, how we get successful in our business. And it's also a great refresher for the veterans to come on and kind of hear it from a different voice in a different way. So grow your thinking, grow your vision of Reliv. So let's get started.
Richard, your phone is breaking up a little bit. Just so you know.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's your headset. You're pretty clear, but then it breaks up about every fifth word. So just so you know.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Let's give it another try here. Is that better?
Sounds good so far.
Sounds good. All right. Thank you. So, as I said, let's get started. And first of all, let me just say, welcome to your Reliv business. I mean, congratulations on making a good decision to be part of Reliv. As a Reliv distributor, you've taken a huge step into that field of entrepreneurship to be able to establish a business for yourself, for your family, and through that business be able to help other people, realize better health, have the benefit of great health, have the benefit of starting a business themselves, bringing in an extra stream of income into their family. It's just a great opportunity, win-win opportunity, I would say, to help not only yourself, but help others to better health and better financial security. This is me. This is me along with my wife, Linda. And a little bit about my background. My journey to Reliv began when I met the woman who would later become my wife, Linda. Linda was already Reliv already. And she came up to Northern California, where I was living, to help a family friend of hers get started in the business and mentor him. You may know him, Nick Priest. He was my neighbor. And over the course of time, we got to know each other and started dating, and we have now been married for 20 years. And it was interesting because at the time I was working for Bank of America. I was an executive with the company. I thought I was doing pretty well. I was a director in their what they call Bank of America Systems Engineering Group. It was my specialty was I managed desktop and server technology for the Western states of Bank of America. And I was doing well. My income was pretty good. What I thought was interesting, though, is I had 20 years with Bank of America, and my income was just a little more than Linda's after only 7 years with the Reliv. But I got a great lesson in what it's like to be an entrepreneur and the difference between being an entrepreneur and an employee. Because no matter how high I climbed that corporate ladder, someone was always going to tell me how much I was going to make. And no matter how well I did in any given year, if the company didn't do well, I didn't get an increase in compensation. Now, Linda turned around and she went out and worked harder and doubled her business. And a few years after that, she doubled it again. In fact, she had her check up of over $43,000 in calendar months. And trust me, there was no way in the world that bank was ever going to pay me that kind of money. And it was a big lesson to me. And during those time, I was still working for the bank for over the course of the next 10 years after that. I watched Linda change people's lives. She had the opportunity to build something that I would never do as an employee in a corporate position. She was able to reach out and actually affect people's lives in a positive way. And at the end of that 10 years, I had 30 years with the company. I hit 55 years of age, and her business had grown so large. She basically said, you know, you don't have to do what you're doing. And you have choices. You have the ability to make choices in your life that maybe others don't have. And the timing was just right. I was able to retire from that corporate position. It was just after we got into the economic downturn. Things were changing with my company, things that I didn't appreciate. And I could walk away from that. I retired at 55, 30 years with the company. And I thought about going into consulting, doing another business. And then the second realization came to me as my wife said, you know, I have time freedom. I have freedom to do the things that I want to do when I want to do them. And if you go back into that corporate world, back into 12, 14-hour days behind a desk, you know, you're not going to have that. And I want to travel the world. I want to get out and travel. And I'm going to do it with or without you. So I'd like you to join my business and be a partner with me. And it didn't take long for me to decide that that's what I wanted to do. But I did it with a caveat. I told her, I said, look, here's the deal. For better than 10 years, I've watched you grow your business and work with people and see amazing results with people. And I've learned about the company. I've joined you at conferences. I've been your plus one, you know, at events. But the thing is, I've never done Relive. So I need you to teach me. I want you to be my mentor. And I think that's important. I think we all need to realize that even if we're around this business, even if we kind of associate with people that are in this business, maybe we have a spouse that does this business. And so we kind of know the words, we kind of know the lingo that is used. We don't really know this business. We've never done this business. So that was important to me to grab her hand and say, teach me. Show me how this is done correctly. And so she went through the process of mentoring me. I became the fly on the wall in three-way calls over and over again, listening to her talk with people. And something grew out of that. What grew out of that was how to do this business. And then what I applied to it was my own voice. See, Linda and I speak differently. We have a little different emphasis on things and how we approach people and how we talk about this business. And it was important that I find my own voice. And over the course of time, as I became more comfortable, I did that. And we did this, continued to do this business together in different ways, but she basically allowed me to step up and step forward and take the lead in this business, which is really cool. It's allowed me to grow differently. It's kind of a second act, so to speak, going from the technology guy now into Relive and become, you know, I think in many respects the same person. In my technology business, it was all about information. It was about providing people with the best information so they could do their job, so they could be successful. And that's what we do at Relive. We provide great information. I don't look at us as salespeople, honestly. I think if we do a great job of providing great information to people, they can make great decisions. So everything we do is about understanding our business so well that we can relate it to other people, that we can speak to other people and have them decide for themselves, wow, I need to be taking those products. Wow, I want to be part of this business. I like these people. And I believe that is how Relive has grown over 32 years, is by just basically having great people involved and having people decide that they want to be part of that community. They want to be part of that same Relive community. So that's kind of my story, and happy to be here with you this morning. So let's move on. Keeping the business simple. I'm a big believer in keeping things simple. There's a lot of people out there trying to reinvent the wheel and make things much more complicated than it needs to be. I do not believe that you need to, come into Relive and read a huge manual on how to do this business. Your passion that you brought with you when you walked in the door of Relive is the passion that's going to grow your business. And it's probably the most important thing to hold on to is why you came to the company in the first place, and what your passion was, and how you're going to translate that into your business. So I'm going to give you the 3 P's to success in the Relive success system, and that really is people, products, and process. And those 3 together equal growth in your business. Well, let's talk about people to begin with. If you are always bringing Relive to new people, you will succeed. So this is a duplication business. This is all about bringing new people to the company, new customers to the company who consume our products, and bringing new people into the distributor ranks and having our influence grow as we have more associates, more partners to share these products with a greater and greater circle of friends. And we do that through a variety of methods. Everybody talks about make a list. Who do you know? Who do you know that needs these things down here? Pick one. More money, better health, work-life balance. There's a lot of people that are sitting on freeways for 2 hours in the morning. They go off to work. They work their day. They're on the freeway 2 hours back. They barely see their kids. A lot of people are working on weekends these days, or working from home to keep things going. They want a life. How about retirement? Are you ready? Are you set up well for retirement? Do you want to get fit? Do you want to just feel better? Pick one of those. Any one of those is a good reason to join Relive. I always ask this question of people when I'm having a conversation, when talking about Relive, and I'll just ask them, what keeps you up at night? Or what is it that you think about when you wake up at 3 a.m.? What comes to your mind? What's keeping you up? And try to understand what it is that troubles someone most. Is it their finances? Is it the health of a loved one or themselves? Understanding what their concern is will help you understand how to speak to them about Relive. Constantly connect with your ever-growing list. And I think that once you begin in Relive, if you're taking it seriously, you're constantly in contact with the people that are part of Relive. Your customers, your prospects, your customers to be, your distributors to be, and your distributors. And you're connecting through all these various mediums now. Typically it used to be phone and face-to-face, and now we text and social media is huge. I was talking to a gentleman last night in our organization in the Philippines, and he's got so many prospects coming in social media, it's becoming hard to handle. He's got over 100 people lined up that he's talking to right now. Referrals. Who do your prospects know? Everybody says, well, I only know a few people, or I don't really know that many people. Yeah, but the people know people. And it just becomes a wider and wider circle. That's how we find people. It's not just who you know, it's who they know. And prospects do bring you additional referrals, even the ones who don't really want to do this business or don't want to take your products. They very well may know other people who do. And we have a program called IXAR. It's our 5 simple steps to success. I identify, connect, share, ask, and register. And I'll touch on that a little bit more as we go along. Continue with people. Setting appointments and sharing the Relive story. We do that in a variety of different ways. There's some wonderful videos that have been produced by Relive that are so easy to send to people now through our personal websites and our mobile apps. Personal presentations. You can do it, online presentations are hot right now. And folks, this will end. I know this is a different time right now, and we adapt. we innovate, and we come up with new ways. And I think as this situation with the COVID and all that kind of stuff dies down, and it will, we'll be back to face-to-face presentations. And we'll continue with some of the things we innovated with the online meetings and the Zooms and things like that. And finally, throw a party. Find a way to throw a party. And you can have a Zoom party. Some of these people have gotten really creative. I mean, they have wine and cheese parties on Zoom. Everybody, grab an hors d'oeuvre and sit down and let's have fun. Make this fun. I mean, this business should be the enjoyable business in your life, not the one where you're slaving over a desk somewhere, in an office, after a 2-hour drive. This should be fun. Learn to listen. I think this is probably, if I could offer one key element in success in this business, it would be this one line right here. Learn to listen. People will tell you what they want if you stop talking and you listen. I'm a big proponent of asking questions. I would rather ask questions than just talk. Because when you ask questions, open-ended questions that cause the other person to speak with you, they will tell you what's bothering them. They will tell you what keeps them up at night. And once you have that information, if you're listening, if you're actively listening, then you'll know how to approach them and show them how Relive can be a part of their life, and how Relive may very well be the solution to what their concern is. And what I mean by active listening is you actually pay attention to what they're saying, and then paraphrase back what you heard, just to confirm. They'll tell you something, and then you'll say, well, what I'm hearing is this, and you'll basically assure them that you did hear what they said, and then ask another question, because what they said will lead you to the next question. Ultimately, what you want to do is you want to paint the big picture of Relive. And we do that through a variety of means. Stories obviously is a huge part of it, but we do that through a variety of means, but we want to paint the bigger picture. We want them to see Relive in a big way, because the bigger that vision, the more they'll see themselves within it. Remember, the most important connectors are stories. Have fun and let people see your enthusiasm. This is a business we do with a smile on our face and a little passion in our heart when we talk to people. And people feel that passion. They feel that excitement. It is contagious. They want to be part of that. And here's something we can be passionate about: products, the second P. It's really what this business is all about. Without great products, we don't have a business. Without products that work, we're out of business. We wouldn't be around for 32 years if these products didn't work, period. And Relive makes advanced nutrition simple. We just do. We've got a ton of great company material and expertise to promote these products. And one of my favorite, I dig into those flyers, the printable flyers that are part of your resource toolkit. So when I go visit somebody or I need to send somebody information, I use those flyers. They're just they kind of replace the brochures the company used to produce and send out in bundles. The flyers are up to date, they're colorful, and they're very informative, and they really give people the information they need about any given product. But let's keep it simple. Let's keep it simple, by the way. When we're talking about these products, we can go through the whole product list with somebody and tell them about the science behind our products and why they work so well. But when we're getting a new person started, let's not overwhelm them. Let's not try to prescribe for them. We're not into the prescribing business. We want to get them started comfortably. I am a big believer in starting people out on basic nutrition, and basically it's, pick your product, classic, now, either flavor, either way, whatever is most comfortable for you. And LRX, I'm really high on the capsules, because even though you may not see immediate results with them, what they're doing internally is amazing. And I think everybody should be on those products. Today, it might be defense. It might be just because, there's an extra need to boost your immune system, you start using defense. But keep people started simple, and it also makes it affordable. Because ultimately what you want is, you don't want a sale, you want a customer, someone who's going to be ordering month after month after month and getting results. And then we can talk about down the line, as we're doing great follow-up, we can talk about other products they might be interested in to maybe target a specific health issue. So let's help people get started simply. Listen to their needs and build your story, get your own results. You should be on these products, you should be getting great results. And I do believe the story you build right from the get-go, right from the start, is the one that is going to have the most impact on the people that you're talking to as you're introducing them to Relive. For all of us, move more, eat smarter, and enjoy Relive and get fit. Remember, you're a walking billboard for this company. You're the face of this company, not the guys in corporate. The customers don't see them. You are the billboard for this company. You're a walking billboard. The better you feel, the lighter your step, the greater passion you have, the more fun you exhibit. That's what people see. That's what people relate to Relive. Let's not forget our RLD hemp extract products. These things are changing the nutrition world right now. All the exciting benefits that come with these products. The phytocannabinoid, components within these products fit perfectly into our own endocannabinoid system, a system that is sitting there waiting for these things to arrive and turn on elements within our own body for better health. Organically grown here in the U.S., non-GMO, gluten-free, all the perfect buzzwords in there. No animals were harmed, in the making of these products. Multi-step testing process to ensure purity and efficacy, and third-party tested and verified. There is a certificate of verification and analysis of each of these products. That's something that most of these products, these CBD products that are out in the market, they don't have that. And it's many of you have probably seen exposés on the testing of some of these random products that don't have the potency, have all kinds of fillers and all kinds of other stuff in them. Relive has always done nutrition right, and our RLD products are no different. Same high quality, same third-party analysis. It's how we do nutrition. And I think that's another thing we need to talk about with people and give them the assurity that what they put in their body and give to their families is nothing but top quality. Process. So the third P, and that's the doing of the business. There's the people, there's the products that support us, and then there's the doing, the process that we go through to do this business on a day-to-day basis. And it really can kind of be summed up in our XR program, because our XR program is really the business generator. It's what brings people into Relive. It's what gets them excited. It's what allows them to become successful and stay in Relive. And it's a constant learning program for all of us. And let's talk about it. We're just going to go through it really briefly. You hear this every week, and it's available online at Relive under the Getting Started category and training. We're just going to touch on it briefly, and it's identify. It starts out with identify, and who needs Relive? Everybody. Everybody needs Relive. I mean, it really comes down to every breathing person needs Relive. And we build lists. We come into this company, we build lists, we look at those lists, we share them with our upline, and we go through those lists and determine who do we want to talk to and why do we want to talk to any given individual. Why did that person come to your mind? And then when we talk to that person, we use that why. We use that thing that kind of sparked your interest in that person to speak to them about why you're calling them, why you want to speak with them about Relive. Get used to your elevator speech. Your elevator speech is that 8 to 10 second grabber speech. That thing that I used to tell people, an elevator speech basically is if you walked onto an elevator on the top floor of an office building, you had the CEO of that company standing there with you in the elevator. You had, from the time that elevator left the top floor to the ground floor, to be able to convince that person that they needed to know more about your company. And that was it. That's all you want. You want them to turn to you and say, that sounds interesting, tell me more. That's all you want to do. You don't want to hose them down with anything and everything about the company, but you want to give them enough that's going to pique their interest and that want them to know more about your company, about your products. So that's your main goal when you're talking to new people, is just to get their interest, and then set an appointment so that you can sit down with them, you can explain it better in greater detail, maybe have the support of your upline there if you're new or very early on in your career with Relive, and use that support and that extra story to share the story of Relive. And we want to connect with people. That's how we take them. We make that appointment. We sit down and we start showing people what we have to offer. And so we set the appointment, bring our upline, maybe set up a story or two to make that happen. And then we share the story. We share the big story of Relive and all the possibilities. And we share the stories of associates and friends of ours that maybe especially, work with that individual. That individual is a little concerned about their cholesterol. We want to bring a story on of somebody who's had great results controlling cholesterol with our products. Maybe they're really interested in business and somebody in the same industry or the same neighborhood as they are can come on and share a story about business that will get them excited. A teacher, truck driver, whatever it be, somebody that they can relate to. And we share the whole story of Relive. And then finally we ask for a decision. And this should be the easy part. It really is. I think I don't know why people stumble on this. They go through the hardest part, I think, is introducing yourself to somebody, introducing the company to someone, and taking the time to explain who we are and what we're all about and how it can be a benefit to them. But then we need to ask for that decision. And it could really just be as simple, you're done talking and saying, what did you like about what you just heard? Keep it on the positive side. What did you like about what you just heard? Where do you see yourself getting started? Just very simple questions. Again, go to the questions. But then you need to do the next most important thing, and that is listen. Stop talking and listen and wait for them to give you an answer. Never decide for them. Never try to coax them in a direction. If you did a great job providing information, and again, we're in the information business. We're going to provide great information so they can make great decisions. If you've done a great job of providing information to them, they're going to mull that over, and they're going to come up with a great decision that works for them. And when they make that decision and they join us, then we register them into the company as a customer, as a distributor, new distributor, and then we go. And the go is the fun part, because now we're going to go into follow-up. Now we're going to follow that person. We're going to start building a relationship with that person in a fun way, a way that basically is geared to help them get the results they're looking for, whether it be with the results of these products or the results with the business. It's all about being a partner with that person. I take customer service very seriously. It's what I did in my corporate career. It was all about customer service, delivering great customer service. We should do that in this company. Never, ever take a customer or a new distributor for granted. Never chalk it up to, well, they're adults, they ought to know how to do this. I don't need to follow up with them. No, you do. You do. And whether that person came to you online or whether it was a friend that you sat down and introduced, you need to follow up with that person, because you're not a store. You don't want a one and done customer, somebody who takes your products one time but never comes back. You want a customer for life. Linda and I have people who have been buying these products as customers for 25 years. They would not be without these products. They are still customers. They're still happy. They still order. And they, like I say, they wouldn't go a day without these products. That's what you want. If you're building a sustainable business, you want to retain your customers. And you do that through follow-up. You do that by showing you care. And so if you're not following up with your customers, if you're not following up, with your brand new distributors and being there for them, then you're a store. And a store basically relies on people coming through your door. And when they stop coming through your door, you're out of business. So follow up, build a community of customers that reorder month after month, of distributors, whether they're master affiliates or wholesalers, people who come in for a better price and want to share with a few family members and such. They're gold. They are your business. And you take care of them through great follow-up. And that follow-up can just really be translated into your building a relationship with them, because you care, because you're delivering great customer service. Some other benefits about a Relive business. Think about this. Obviously, there's great tax benefits that come with a Relive business. You're moving from a W-2 if you're a company person to a 1099 as an entrepreneur, as an independent contractor. All the different things you can take off on your taxes. This is boy, we just finished our taxes. We have an accountant who does it for us, but I should say Linda actually pretty much does it and then delivers it to the accountant who kind of puts it into the proper form. But I always tell her she's the equivalent of washing the dishes before you put them in the dishwasher, because literally she will spend days filling in a spreadsheet that basically does everything and delivers it to our accountant, and then he charges us for putting them in the right forms and sending them off. So, but there was a huge, huge benefit to it. Think about it. You get to work your hours and you get to work from home. How important is that right now? Think of the people that didn't have a plan B, that didn't have a business like yours. They went off to work happy every day, and all of a sudden COVID hits and now they're not working. If they're in the restaurant industry, the entertainment industry, leisure industry, they are suffering right now. How about a great plan B? We talked about a plan B back in 2008, 2009, when people were being laid off. And we talked to people then about, wow, look at the value of having a plan B. When your company, through no fault of your own, shuts down because of economic issues, you still have something coming in. You've got something to fall back on. This is an important time to talk to people about a plan B. No overhead, low startup costs. I mean, if you manage your business well, this could be a very, very profitable business. And that's why I say also, don't try to reinvent things. Don't try to overdo this, because what you can do is you can add a lot of extra costs that don't need to be there. Because this is a turnkey company. Bottom line is, so many of the things are already there for you. The whole back office is there for you. The marketing company, the events that the company puts together, all the distributor tools that are there for you, the training you're on right now. This didn't cost you a thing. It's all there for you. And you need to talk about this when you introduce people to this company as a distributor. They may think, well, it's expensive to start a company. I've never started a company before. In a way, that was me. I always worked for somebody else. if somebody had approached me and said, hey, you need to start a company, just that alone sounds pretty daunting. It would have kind of held me up a little bit. But if somebody came to me and said, there's a ready-made company there, the only thing missing is you. You need to step in and apply your passion to it, and it's there. Everything else is there for you. Great products, the research development, the back office, it's all there. And that's what we have to offer people. Makes it really simple for $20. You can license to sell these products anywhere Relive does business around the world. Stay plugged in. This is, I think, highly important at Relive, and that is take advantage of all the different aspects and avenues to be part of this company. Meetings, trainings, special events. You're on one right now, a great example. The various podcasts, e-blasts, social media that the company comes up with. Obviously the website, the corporate website, and you should have your own personal website. If you don't have a personal website, pretty much from day one, when you come into this business as a distributor, you're really not in business. That's your front door. Not the relive.com, but your personal website is your front door. When you're introducing people to this company, and they will always say, do you have a website, that I can go check things out? Well, in the past, it used to be we didn't want to send people to relive.com for fear they might get lost. Now you can send them to your own personal website and retain them as a customer. And by the way, that's really important. Always make sure that you're moving information to them, but they're staying connected to you. You have your upline, or the Engage videos. I hope you're watching those every month. Tom comes on with the Engage videos, and he gives you an update as far as what the promotions are that month, various other special things that are going on in the company. They're really exciting. They're only a few minutes of your time, but they're well worth it. And jump on the story calls. The story calls are your online library, so to speak, of calls that you can introduce people to. You may not have a lot of people that you can just grab personally for stories, but there are so many story calls. There's one I think called the Short and Sweet, which is perfect. It's just 20 minutes of one story after another that you can plug somebody into. Doesn't take much time at all, and it's just a great way to introduce people to Relive. Staying plugged in also means that you join things such as the Reliv's Virtual International Conference coming up here August 28th, 29th. Get registered for it, folks. There's no cost to do that. Just jump in and register yourself. It is going to be a fun fest of online. We've already had a few glimpses at how great this works. The virtual conferences that were broadcast out of Chicago over the last couple of months were just amazing, and just demonstrated how well so much information can be delivered in a relatively short period of time. So you're going to want to be part of Relive Strong, Reliv's Virtual International Conference coming up here in August. So register today. By the way, this is the last month to qualify for the Hawaii trip. I hope everyone is going for it. I am. I made a pledge in Texas at the conference there. I stood up on stage and said, I am going. I got halfway there last time, and halfway to Hawaii is nowhere. I was out treading water somewhere. So this time I'm just offshore, and I will crawl over sharks, whatever I need to do before this month is over to make it to the beach in Maui. So I hope you will join me there. The bonuses this month, the bonuses haven't changed over the last number of months. In fact, it was announced on our ambassador call just a couple of days ago that this is actually one of the longest running bonus promotions, the 1, 2, 3 promotions that Reliv's done. Usually they kind of change it up after a month or two, but this one has been so successful that they're continuing to run this month after month. And it is the perfect way to help your brand new person put some money in their pocket right away. Or for the veteran who don't know who's still working. You know, and it's all about new business. It's all about new people. You promote yourself into one of these three bonuses. The top three bonus, the quick start bonus is a biggie. The master affiliate bonus. Any one of these various bonuses that are out there. Promote yourself to get into those bonuses every month, and you'll turn around and find that your business has grown. Your business is growing. Your paycheck is growing. It's the perfect way to grow your business. Just focus on those one, two, three bonuses. And like I said about staying connected, here's a lineup of calls that are done every month, every week. It's the perfect kind of, outline, so to speak, to plug new people into this business, so they can hear stories, so they can see the big picture of Relive with the opportunity presentation, the short and sweet call on Thursday, an excellent way to just get 4 quick stories to excite people. So you're not holding them very long or online very long. Boom, you can go in. This training, it's just.
Richard, we lost you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now we can.
Hello? I'm on? Hello? Hello?
We can hear you, but
Okay.
it's a little broken up.
Well, okay, so here's the good news, everyone. I'm done talking. So this is actually a great place to stop. So let me do this. Let me do this. It's my pleasure at this point, really, to turn this presentation over to a great friend of mine, someone here in the NorCal system, Becky Haddix. Becky Haddix is a senior director in our organization, and I think a phenomenal trainer, a phenomenal distributor and a leader in the Bay Area. And it really is my pleasure this morning to have her join us in this training and take this second half of the training. I think something that will be a benefit to everyone. So Becky, I'm going to turn it over to you and thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Richard, so much for inviting me. I'm just really blessed to be able to be on with you today and talk to a few of my friends in Relive. And I'll quickly go through my story for those of you that don't know me, and I will try to keep it to a reasonable amount of time. I've got a big story, but I was introduced to Relive 12 years ago by my son, who'd been diagnosed very young with ADHD, anxiety, depression, and as a teenager with bipolar. And we've been on the roller coaster of meds for years, and trust me, they are shockingly scary, and there's a lot of side effects. And I did not know how to help him. And he came to me as a young man and said, Mom, I've been drinking this stuff. You need to look at it. I feel normal for the first time in my life. And boy, did that get my attention. Fast forward, Mike is 34 now, and he has been medication free for a decade, which is a huge deal. And it really opened up his life in so many ways. And I am so proud of him. He's successful, and he's a great dad, and just an amazing young man. And so I was intrigued, but skeptical. So I got started, and I had great results with the joys of menopause, the hot flashes, night sweats, brain fog, all of that was very uncomfortable. And when I began the Relive products, I realized that I had become symptom-free, and I avoided hormone replacement therapy, which was my goal. And I was so excited about what happened for me. I called my brother, Dr. Connolly. He's a very busy OBGYN, and began to nag him to take a look at this. And he did a mercy purchase to shut me up, I'm sure. I'm sure he was rolling his eyes while we were on the phone together, like, oh my God, here she is again. And And it took me a few months of badgering him to get him to open the cans and try it. And when he did and took his first shake, he said, not too bad. Called me in a couple of months and said, okay, I don't know what's in this stuff, but we need to share this with my patients. And we've been doing that actively for well over a decade. We've helped hundreds of his patients. We brought in other docs, nurses, and Native Americans love Relive because it's so natural, it's so complete. So we've been able to work together, which has been a joy. But I did not know when I called him 12 years ago how sick he was. After a day of surgery, his hands were so bad that he was looking at disability. He was afraid that he would be on call one night and not be able to do a surgery or to function. And that was a very dark time for him. And he was taking so much ibuprofen that he was in kidney failure. His thyroid had crashed, sky high triglycerides and cholesterol, and just massive stress. And he called me later and he said, I did not realize how bad I felt till I began to feel better. And today, now, he's in his early 60s, still taking call, still taking new patients. He's busier than he has ever been, and told me when I was there in March that I am not ready to retire. I love what I do. I love Relive, and this is who I am. So I am so grateful and so blessed to have been invited into the Relive family by the wonderful people that shared it with my son. So what I'm going to share with you now is some of the things that made a difference for me to stick to it. And what we're going to talk about now is building a mindset of success. And it really is a mindset, because the major key to a better future is you. It's you that comes to Relive, because we all have the same products. We all have the same comp plan. The difference is you. And we do get paid for the value we bring to the marketplace. So think about it as a business mindset, value. And I really believe that you need to go to work on yourself. There are certain things that we need to do to become more successful. And success is not something you pursue, it's something you develop. And better is not something you wish for, better is something you become. So here's some of the things that really make a difference in your success in Relive, and that's persistence. Lack of persistence is one of the major causes of failure in any venture, whether it's network marketing or anything that you step into where you're brand new. And remember, a no today is not a no forever. It's all about timing. And you need to have a definite purpose backed by your desire for its fulfillment. When I stepped into Relive, I realized that I was looking for purpose. I come from a corporate background, and my last journey into corporate America was at Starbucks as a store manager. And I tell you what, there's no purpose there other than to serving coffee. I wanted something that would matter, that could impact people's lives. And you also have to have a definite plan, and you must take action. Close your mind to the negative and discouraging influences and people, because that will be one of the first things that new people will find, is that your brother-in-law or your uncle or even your parents and your brothers and sisters will just say, what are you doing in network marketing? Why are you doing that? And you need to have this vision for yourself about where you're going to be so that you can overcome that, and work with your team of support. Don't try to do this by yourself. I think Richard touched on this. Doing it by yourself, recreating the wheel, doesn't work. So go ahead, Rich. Here's one of my favorite people, Earl Nightingale. And for any problem, no matter how big or complex it may be, there is always a solution. And just remember that. We want to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. So here's another thing that's really important for a new distributor, or any distributor actually, is determination. Because you will have disappointments and setbacks and no's. And that's the nature of business and human interactions. And you do need to get used to it. Everybody's going to go through it. Doesn't matter if you're 1 day old in the business or 20 years old. And consistency is so important. Consistency is really key. How much you're going to do every day to move your business towards your goals. What are you willing to give up to work your action plan? And I remember when I was brand new and And my grandkids, every weekend, they were at some kind of sports thing. And my son would say, Mom, you need to come. And I'm like, I know, but that's training. And this is my job. This is my business. So I had to give a lot of that up. And another thing that's so important is determination. Because of the disappointments and setbacks. I guess I'm repeating myself. I apologize. Anything worth doing is worth doing right. And boy, that's the truth. And that's why I'm talking about you being the key to your own success. You need to be dedicated enough to want to do this right. So don't make excuses. Find reasons and time to devote to your business. Schedule it. It won't do itself. And there's a lot of really busy people out there. So write it into your calendar. Know what hours you're going to work, relive every day and every week. And either you're going to do it or you don't. The choice is yours. We're not your boss. You know, we're not going to call you and say you have to do your business. But if you don't do it, the only person who loses is you. And I thought this was interesting. I read this in one of the books I'm reading, is that success requires no explanations. You don't have to explain to your brother-in-law or your folks why you're doing this. But remember, failure permits no alibis. And have you made that commitment to yourself to do whatever it takes to succeed? I know I did back in the day, and I was talking with my mentor, and I said, well, I commit to you to go to every training and every Tuesday. And he said, no, you don't commit to me. You commit to yourself. Yourself. You need to make that commitment. And a quitter never wins and a winner never quits. And I remember one of the very first trainings I went to, and Linda was training. And she stood up there and said, as long as you never quit, you will be successful. And boy, that just was emblazoned in my brain. Obstacles do not block the path. They are the path. And right when you think about that, that's life. There are obstacles in our path every single day. So our job is to, how are we going to jump over, get around, go under the obstacles? Desire is a big deal. You need to know what Relive is going to do for you. Where do you want to be in a year, in 2 years, in 5 years? And that goes back to what Richard touched on for goal setting. You need to know. If you don't have a roadmap, you can't get there. You have to have a roadmap. You have to know where you want to be. And faith is so huge. You need to believe you can do this. You have to understand you cannot have faith and fear at the same time. You can only have one or the other. And I know I'll wake up in the middle of the night. I'm one of those 3 a.m. thinkers. And that's when the anxiety sets in. And I have to just let it go. I have to give it away. And whether you believe in a higher power or the universe or God or whatever, that is what you need to do, is just give that away and have faith that you can do this. And self-confidence is a huge deal. And truly, the only way to attain self-confidence is to study and then take action. We all make mistakes. Mistakes are okay. They're actually pretty darn good teachers, and I bet you won't do that again. Some of the mistakes I've made have been very, very key in propelling me off in a better direction. So don't wait. The time will never be just right. Napoleon Hill, one of my very favorite authors and speakers. And I remember when I was brand new and I had this wonderful master affiliate up in Montana, and she had so much potential and just one of the nicest people you could ever get to know. And she was active. She worked for the university in Bozeman, and she had a list of 65 people. And she emailed me the list, and I said, okay, get me the list and let's start calling people. And do you know, we never made one call off that list because her self-confidence was so low. She was so full of fear that she couldn't pick up the phone. It was really just so sad to see, because she had so many really wonderful people to talk to. So study, gain self-confidence, and just do it. So courage, that's something we were just talking about. You'll be stepping out of your comfort zone, no doubt about it. And you need to get used to that. And the only way you will get better and attain more skills is by study, practice, and take action. I know I keep harping on that. You have to take action. Nothing will change if you don't take action. And when you study, you need to be reading, I believe, every morning. You need to set some time to work on yourself and learn about network marketing. Learn your products. Know your comp plan. Can you explain it? Can you write it out? Because your contacts will want to know how you get paid. And study is so important because that's part of the way that we grow as a person and become more valuable to the marketplace. Follow your mentor's advice. Be teachable. Keep an open mind. Don't try to recreate the wheel. And I remember one of the first things that my mentor said to me is, I will help you. I will work with you, but I won't do this for you. And that really stuck with me. It was my business. I am my own CEO. But the only way this business is going to grow is if I take action. What we are, what we repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, is not an act, but a habit. And how true is that? And that, again, is the repetition that Richard talked about in the beginning, is picking up the phone every day, stepping out of your comfort zone, making those calls, setting those appointments. So here's some business tools that I think are really important for new people. And I would suggest just take a snapshot of this if you don't know about these tools. You want to sign up for your texts and emails and know what Relive is doing, what's going on with the company. Order that web bundle and get that personal website that Richard talked about. That includes the Relive app, which is the dandy tool that you have on your smartphone. It's really a nice tool. And then you get what we call the dashboard, which is your business tracker. Fill out the direct deposit form and have your monthly and weekly pay just drop right into your bank account. The personal website we just talked about, I would really encourage you to do that right out of the gate. Order business cards. You can get them online, or you could, excuse me, you can go to Vistaprint. Vistaprint has a zillion wonderful templates, and you can just scroll through there and pick one that appeals to you and get your cards. And review the various success training videos and podcasts of your interest. And that's all online on the website. And one of the tools that I used that was talked about by a wonderful ambassador from Arizona is the Trello database. And I got that database. It's free off of your app store, and you can build your own personal database of your business, because I wanted to get paper free, as paper free as I could, because I was dealing with mountains of paper and I could never find anything when I needed it. So I got it on the database. I have it set up so it works very well for me. Inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage. If you want to manage fear, do not sit home and think about it. Go out and get busy. And really, that's what we're talking about. Take action, get busy. So time management is really important. My dear friend and business partner, Julia Murray, and I have been working to perfect our NorCal Facebook group. And we've really put that together as a resource for everyone in our organization, no matter where they might be. And we're putting the files and the other important documents on there for easy access for new people. And we also have the updated postings of events to help with weekly planning. One-on-one time with your mentor is really important. I remember when I started, and I was told that I'll work with you. I won't do this, but I'll help you. And the other requirement was that I reach out to my mentor on a very consistent basis. My mentor would reach out to me all the time, but I also needed to be proactive and call him and talk to him about what was going on in my business and set appointments. And the conference calls, the webinars, the Saturday business training, the international conferences are all really important to stay plugged in. So with realization of one's potential, and self-confidence in one's ability, one can build a better world. And isn't that what Relive is all about? Nourishing the world, building a better world. So realize your potential, study, take the steps, build your own personality, your own philosophy, and you will be successful. So here's your toolkit. Print the forms. Like I mentioned, we've got it on the NorCal Facebook group. You can find a lot of information right on the Relive website. When you're new, put them in a binder, discuss them with your mentors, how to use these. The new person discovery sheet is so important. Every new client that I bring in sits down with me, and now we do it over the phone, a new person discovery sheet. And I learn so much about them. I learn about their habits, about their issues, about their problems, about their energy level, and when they crash, and what time they go to work, and what they do, and when they're available. But most important, I go through their health profile. That is an amazing discovery tool, because there are things that will come out in that health profile that your person never told you about, that will give you more insight in how you can help them. The Relive story format is so important. Please, everyone, work on your story. Bullet points, emotion, passion, keep it to a minute. And you must study the Relive compensation plan. It's so important to know about that. So this is so moving to me, and this is so true from Jesus Christ. So I say to you, ask and it will be given to you. Ask. Don't be afraid to ask. Search and you will find. Knock and the door will be open for you. And if you do these things, you will have amazing insights that just fall into your brain from somewhere. Ideas and things and ways to move your business forward. And the best way to share with someone, if you're stuck on somebody, call your mentor and just think about it, ask, and you'll get that inspiration. So time to review, of course, your health and business story, your center of influence, ways to connect, use IXAR, discuss this with your mentors. And like Nike, just do it. And I'm going to share quickly while we're wrapping up about my business story. I came in 12 years ago. I had been in and out of network marketing for decades. I loved the idea, but I had never found the right company, and a company that offered the kinds of training and mentoring that Relive offers. And without my team of support, I can't say that I would have been able to stick to it. It was so key in guiding me. And I did, whenever my mentor told me to do something, I did it, no matter how uncomfortable it was. So right away, I began to earn $500 to $600 a month. And I thought, wow, this is really cool. And then the economy crashed and we all went through that. But I never have missed a paycheck. Every single month I have been paid by this wonderful company. And I've continued to study and work on myself, because the only way that we're going to get better is to increase our skills, right? And become a better person. So I knew I needed to do that. And I just kept right on working my business. And then in August, I had the shock. I was second in the nation. I got the call from Tom and he said, girlfriend, I'm signing your check right now. It's going to be in the mail. I had no idea. I was just doing my thing, bringing in master affiliates and helping people get started and doing follow-up. And oh, I was just shocked. That month I earned $5,000 in all forms of income, part-time, and I never saw it coming. And what that really reminded me is how powerful Relive is, our products, our comp plan, the people, the support system. I couldn't have done it without all of that. And I am so grateful. So please make the commitment to yourself. Just do it. Talk to people. Who are you going to talk to today? And I guess that's the last slide. Who will you speak to today about Relive? Who's on your list? Whose life are you going to change? And remember, we're problem solvers. And sometimes that helps people to wrap their mind around the business aspect. Think of yourself as a problem solver. whose problems are you going to solve today? And thank you again so much, Richard, for inviting me to train. It's been really fun. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Becky. I really appreciated you coming on and sharing your insights. I think it was really valuable. And thank you to everybody who's on the training this morning. Thank you for joining us. We do this every Saturday. Please come back again next Saturday for another Relive Success training. Have a great weekend. And who will you talk to about Relive today? Bye-bye.
Hey, Richard. Hey, Richard, Lon.
Thank you, Richard.
Hey, Richard.
Thank you. Yes.
Hey, thank you. Thank you. I sent out 2 questions on the Zoom chat. Did you guys get that, Richard and Becky? Lon.
I'm looking at it now.